Morning, but there's still some traffic on the road, so I'm gonna have to compete with that a little bit, but I thought I'd take you on a little tour of the garden. There's the main entrance. The Siberian iris is starting to bloom. Mainly it's here for a barrier. The iris, daylilies, the comfrey over here. I just like to grow them all around the edges, and that prevents the ground ivy from creeping in quite so badly. It wasn't working super good, so I decided to add boards. And you can see over here these boards propped up against the fence, and as another layer of protection I added some hay, some books of hay, because most of the work that I do out here when I'm weeding is focusing on the edge. That's where the ground ivy and grass and other things just kind of creep in. And I had this waste hay, and it's just wonderful. As you can see over there, where the potatoes are coming up, I don't have to worry about them at all. It's perfect. And here I've got it all divided up into individual books, covering up this area. I haven't planted this part of the bed yet, but when I get ready to, it'll be easy. I can just pull back that hay and go ahead and plant. So it's shaping up to be a great blueberry year. This one is just absolutely loaded. And tons and tons of strawberries coming on. There's one. I think I'm going to pick it and eat it. Could mature a little bit more, but I don't care. It's good. Got a lot of onions coming up. And my latest little project over here was this little bed. I went ahead and raised the brick wall to the same height all the way around and filled it up with some nice soil. I got a Mexican bush sage planted in the middle, and all that nice soil came from the old stock tank over here, which I had filled up last year with some wood chips and manure, and it actually worked great as like a composting unit, even though that wasn't the plan. The plan was to just plant into it, but nothing really works over here. It's kind of a weird spot. It's kind of hard to get to. Slopes down a little bit. So I think I'm going to get rid of this and just put a regular bed here. Let's check on the honeyberries. I just put these in about a month ago, and looks like might have to pick that one and try it. Pretty tart. Not quite ready. Very much like a blueberry though, as advertised. Garlic is doing great. In a week or two I'll have some scapes to cut, and I just chop those up and fry them up with other veggies or meat. Nice looking potato bed. Strawberries. And the herb bed is looking fantastic this year. Clary sage, There's a mint that's getting a little bit too wild in there. It might take over. So my strategy has been just to use that as the path, because if I just kind of stomp it down, it smells really good and it sets it back a little bit. So that's what I like to do. Catmint, looking good. And the poppies seem determined just to bloom one at a time, but that's okay. It's a nice focal point.